through purchasing a program through CGS Actuarial, which it does a really, really great job on doing rate calculators for Medicare supplements. And they just revamped this, and so we wanted to reintroduce this so people understand how to get it, where to get it at, and how to use the program. It's a pretty simple program, as you will see as we go through this on the program, and should have no problems. But before I get into that program, I want everyone on the phone to know that when you dialed in to this program, we have you all muted just because doing webinars you get a lot of background noise and calls in and things like that that make it kind of difficult to hear webinars. So what we do is we actually record this webinar for future listening, and you will find it on our website to listen in the future. But what I will do at the end of this, anyone that called in and then put their PIN number in, I'm going to unmute their phones. If you didn't put your PIN number in, then I can't unmute your phone. So how you do that is the number under on the right-hand side of the screen that you see to dial in and the access code. You'll see right below that is a PIN number. You put that in, and then you should be able to be unmuted. And I am, again, going to open up phones at the very end just to see if anyone has questions. I don't think there's going to be too many because it's pretty self-explanatory on how to run this thing, and I think you guys are going to like what you see here. So let's just get started. On the screen, you should see our website. This is AIM's website, and you go to get AIM's website is you put www.yaim.com. So up in the bar there, if you put www.yaim, the word Y, aim.com, and hit that, this is what will come up. Now, to get to the Medicare calculator, you need to log in. So how do you log in? Well, you get a login from us, but you really basically are going to need to be contracted to get this program. So just to give you a heads up, what you do is you hit the login over here. You will find that you put your email address in here and whatever password that you're using. You hit the sign in. Give it a few minutes to come up, and then you come to the behind the scenes of our website, where you're going to find a lot of other things, dashboard, pending apps, LTC quoting. We also have a LTC Stratecision program for quoting the LTC, our Medicare supplement quoting, softwares that you can download, forms and materials. If you're writing business, you need a Medicare supplement app or a long-term care app or even a critical care app, you can definitely get the forms and materials there. You have carrier updates, any kind of bulletins, we put those on there, so you want to know any updates about bulletins, you'll find that, and also how to contact us, which you shouldn't have any problems with. But today, for this purpose of this webinar, it's going to be a fairly quick webinar. We should probably have it done within 20 to 30 minutes. We are going to cover the Medicare supplement quoting software. Again, it is through CSG Actuarial. So what I did was just click on that quoting Medicare supplement. You see this program that comes up right there, and all you do is click on the first button that says Run a Quote. So I'm hitting that button, and this comes up. The key to this Medicare supplement software to find out that is is the zip code of an area that you are working in for the client. You want to put in a zip code. I'm going to pick a state that is got a lot of zip codes because I think that really does do a good job and justice on how this program really works by showing you, because if you've got a state like Washington where the rate is all the same for the same age and all the zip codes, it's not as necessary as if you've got a state that's got hundreds and hundreds of zip codes where the price could be different in a different zip code. So that's kind of important to have this software when you're in one of those states. It's still important to see the competition out there in states like Washington and other states that you put in Washington zip code and see who's got the best plan F, plan G, plan N, whatever it may be. So with that being said, I'm going to put in a zip code in Texas. I'm going to use 78201. That's too many there, I think. 78. I'm going to take one of those twos out. That'll do it. Oops. Get something there. Okay. And I'm going to use age 65, but as you can see, if you've got somebody that is a different age that you're actually quoting, you go ahead and click on that. You will have to use non-tobacco is what I'm going to use. And hang on one quick second. I'm going to put you on hold real quick. All right, so I'm going to use age 65 to just show this one. A tobacco non, if they're a smoker, you would click on this, or a tobacco if you're using tobacco. For this purpose, I'm going to use a non-tobacco. This is kind of nice to know that you know that this is current 7/10/2015. The rates are effective for that date. Next, you go up here and you pick the gender of the client. You've got two choices, the male or the female. I'm going to do a female on this one. Now, this plan is always going to default to Plan F, this calculator, but you can choose a different plan if you wanted to look up just that rate. But I'm going to show you a next step where you might want to change that. And then you can sort it in three different ways. You can sort it either by price, which is where we see most of the sorts at. You can do AM Best ratings if that's important to your client, that they want a real strong rating, or even S&P ratings you can sort it. We do most of these quotes because everyone's looking for the best price by price, so we do that. And that's really all there is to doing this quoting system is have the zip code, have the age, whether it's a smoker or non-smoker, the gender, and then whatever plan you want to do. So with that, you hit get a quote, and this is what comes up. Hang on one second, it's still calculating. So what I've got here is the quotes, and on this situation, one of the carriers that we use, Transamerica Premier, is going to be the best rated there. It tells you whether there is a policy fee, what the policy fee is. If there's household discounts, it also will show you if it has household discounts to do that. Now, that's an important step to this process, is if there are household discounts like a lot of carriers are now implementing out there. If you don't have that, it could change who's got the lowest rate out there. Transamerica does not have the household discount, so they are the number one without a household discount. Will they be the number one after hitting the discounts? I don't know. We'll see. You can see that United Healthcare and Medico and United American doesn't, but I think Omaha Insurance Company does have a household discount. So with that being said, if you go over to the left side of the screen, you will see expand quote options, which I've already done. If I don't do that, it'll just show the rate here, as you can see, who's got the rate and what the company's name is. You can crunch that down. And on top, you will see the zip code that we're working on, the age that we're working on, the gender, the tobacco, and it'll also tell you the city that you're doing for that zip code, so it actually shows you that. With all that being said, I'm just going back to expanding it again. When I expand it, it also shows the ratings of the company, who's the parent company, when the rates were effective, and rating classes if it is something like that that it talks about. And what I mean by rating class is if you go on the second one down that we're looking at today, United Healthcare has different rates. This rate that we're illustrating is the standard rate. So sometimes they have some higher ratings because of underwriting issues and that type of thing. So It also tells you whether it's attained age or not type policy. It kind of gives you a real good insight on what you're selling and how the policy is going to work. It's really good information. Now, generally, we run these at monthly rates, but you can change it if you want to. Your look at annual rates over on the left-hand side over here. But what I want to show you is now, by checking this box over here, it says apply discounts, show you how the order may change. In this case, we applied the discounts, and all of a sudden, Medico moved up. Still isn't the lowest. Transamerica still kept their position, but then it put United Healthcare in a third position and Omaha Insurance Company in a fourth position. And then the carriers that don't have the household discounts, you will see that they do not, they go further on down there. But it gives you a good insight on the various carriers there. But Transamerica Premier is still got that. And as I said, you could change the rates to annual by just clicking that box. Anything you do over on this left side changes it. Market analytics, if you do that, it's just going to go into rate increases on the carriers and what the percentages are. Just good information if you have a client saying, well, what is the history of the rate increases and that type of thing. If you have to get down to that much detail, then you can definitely do that with this program. As you can see, it gives you a lot more information than you typically would get from a regular calculator. I'm going to take that away. You could also, if someone out there likes writing select plans, there's a few carriers that have select plans. We don't see too much of that being done, but you do have that ability for select plans to show you who's got those select plans and what those premiums are by clicking this box here. Keeping that in mind, again, we don't see that, but that can also get the premiums down even lower if someone likes writing select plans. Now, if you're listening to this webinar and you don't know what select plans are, please email me and I'll contact you and go over the details. I don't want to take that whole time on this webinar to explain what a select plan is. I'll give you a 20,000 eye view of this, but basically, you know, a select plan is a negotiation with a carrier, an insurance carrier, with certain hospitals to waive the Part A deductible. The Part A deductible is definitely an expense, and if they waive that, they don't have to pay that by going to that hospital. They can save some premiums on their Medicare supplement. So with that all being said, next thing that we want to talk about is underwriting data. There is underwriting data that you can find out, and it can be telling you how the company looks at different conditions like arterial fibrillation, any heart conditions, diabetes, all kinds of things in here. If you're looking to see how a carrier looks at that or whether they take it or not, you can certainly click those conditions and then it will show you how they would either rate it, whether they would accept it or not on the underwriting. It's just an extra help filter there for you. So the household discounts, you could always do that. You can show it or not show it, and the same thing with policy feeds. You can filter out those types of things. One last thing is Plan F details. If you had a client that wanted to know the details of Plan F, you could go down here and click on that Plan F, and you can see it'll show you how a Plan F would pay and what the deductibles are and out-of-pocket you pay and what the Medicare supplement pays. It just tells a client that. You can also go see the Part B side of the deal by clicking up at the top deal and showing the benefits on that. So you can see that CSG has thought about a lot of different things to make this an easy tool to use and work with. One of the things that I think that a lot of people aren't aware of about this thing is, you know, on the plan type, it always defaults to Plan F. But what I like is going to the plan after it's defaulted to Plan F is looking at other plans like G. G has become one of the most popular mid-sup selling plans out there right now because there's no difference between F and G other than the Part B deductible of $147. Now, this is really important because generally the premium savings that you get between between Plan G and F is big enough that it will save more than the 147. So a lot of people are writing that, and so I'm going to change this to Plan G and see what the savings is. Plan F. Oh, I think I have to go right here and hang on one second. I was just told that you guys weren't able to see the screen, so I've been talking pretty fast, and I'm going to go back to the original site here, and hopefully you can see the screen again.
Yeah, you're golden, Dave. You're golden.
Okay.
You're working fine. You're working fine.
Okay. Everyone can see the screen now. So we're going to go back and take a step back here. What I'm doing is typing in our website to make sure everyone follows that. So as I started this thing, as you can see, is our website here is you've got all the different tabs across here. We are working on the Medicare supplement quoting tab. You go here, you run to the front, and this may sound a little bit like you've heard this already, but now you can actually see it. So you hit the run quote calculation. You put in a zip code. Again, I'm using a zip code out of Texas, 78201. I'm going to use age 65. I'm going to use a non-smoker. You can see where the rates as effective of. Going to change it to a female. Plan F, it's defaulting on, and it's going to sort. As you can see, the different sort options there. I'm going to use price because that's what we do most of the sort. Down here in this box here, if you want to put a client's name in here, you can certainly do that, and you hit the button quote. And again, this is, I don't know how many of you stayed with me, even though you couldn't see the screen, but definitely this is what you come up with a rate. You can see up here at the top, it kind of goes back over what we chose, the 78201, age 65, female, non-smoker, Plan F, and the rates effective as, we're sorting by price. And so what we've got here is Plan F. Transamerica Premier comes in best for this zip code. United Healthcare comes in second. Medico comes in third. United American comes in fourth. And Omaha Insurance comes in fifth, and so forth, and they go on down. So with that being said, again, on the left-hand side of the screen, you will find different options you can choose on. This is the expanded version where it shows the ratings of the company, whether they're attained H or community rated. rates. It gives you that. It tells you the rates of the company again. So it gives you how long in the market they've been. It just gives you additional information to share with the client or if the client's asking these questions. But you can, if you don't want to see all that, you just want to see the rate, you can always take this check mark out and it'll just give you the company and the rates if you want. It'll squeeze it down to make it a quick decision on what you want to do. I'm leaving it on expanded. Applied discounts. Remember, if you were listening, even though you couldn't see, now that you can see, if you hit the applied discount, it can change the order. Right now, we've got United Healthcare in second place, Transamerica in first place. If we hit the apply the discounts, all of a sudden it changes, and Transamerica still stays in the very front runner, but Medico comes into second place because of their household discount of 12%. United Healthcare does have a household. It's only 5%, so it moves them down to third. And then Mutual moves up from where they were because they've got a 7% up to fourth place. And if you look at that fourth place of 145, it's not that all the way up to second place. It is not that big of a difference. But when you come into first place, because Transamerica's got is new into Texas. They've got some of the best rates out there right now in Texas. And we've been working with this under the name of Stonebridge, but they've just gone under the name of Transamerica. And we've been working with them for several years yet. They have been very responsible with their ratings so far. They've had some in other states that they've been approved in. They've had like 5% rate increases on their products. So they're not coming in just to blow the rates out. They're being very, very responsible on their rate increases that we've seen and experienced right now. So with that saying, with those discounts, if you want to change the outlook from monthly to annually, you certainly can by just clicking this button over on the left-hand side. We run ours mostly monthly because that's what people ask for. Market analytics, it can tell you histories of rate increases and that. And as I said here again, they've had different increases and it's been pretty responsible. Now they've run some other products, but you can see across here with all the companies, some analytics there on that. Take that off. The select plans, we talked about that. If you want to see a company and you do select plans, you can do that right here. I was telling you about the underwriting information. When you click on this added underwriting data, it brings a screen up here that you can choose different conditions to find out information about those conditions on how the carriers look at that. That's a great tool to use if you've got a client that has a condition you want to know on that. Also further down, you can default to always show the household discount or to show without the policy fee. You can use these filters. Again, I was showing you that Plan F details. There's a screen there. It'll show all the outline of the Plan A, Part A of the Plan F, and then also Part B, the deductibles and what's out of pocket and all that type of thing. So it's a nice little tool there that you have for that. With that being said, I was just about going when I found out that some of you or all of you could not see my screen. I was just going to the top here. This is where I think the tool really becomes a big help for everybody. Not only when you've got a lot of zip codes to take in, but when you're looking at plans, you can click this button right here and you can see all the different plans. And like I said, G's been the real popular plan. So what I want to do is show the rates now for G to see what carrier is going to be the best right there. You can see after I hit G, my system's looking, and here's the rates change. Now, as I said, the only difference between G and F is the Part 147 deductible. And if you go to Plan G, it takes that rate that Transamerica had at 118 all the way down to 92.62. Coming Omaha Insurance, they're really going after Plan Gs right now. They moved up into second place, where with their Plan F, they were in fourth place. This is with their 7% household discount. Remember, Transamerica doesn't have that, so their flat rate, whether you have a household discount or not, is still a really good rate. But the Omaha really is going after that. And look at, from second to first is not that big of a leap. And then you can see the other carriers as you go down and see who's going after it. You can see Sentinel. It's another carrier that we have. All of a sudden, they weren't at all in the picture on Plan F, but Plan G, they are in that. Gerber, again, moves up. And you can see United American is totally out of there. And it looks like United Healthcare doesn't even offer a Plan G. Some people like to use Plan N's. Again, it'll change the screen. It'll load and it'll put in there, and it will change. Now, Transamerica I don't think is offering that, so once it gets the change done here, as it's working right now, it may be. It looks like they do have a Plan N here. Moves it down, but Plan G is so much better of a plan, and it's only $1 more. I would probably sell Plan G instead of the Plan N, but it brings in Medico a little closer. If you want to do business with Medico with us, then you've got that option there. United Healthcare comes back in here at 106 if you're a United Healthcare. You can see it really does help you, and you've got all the different plans. We even do have an HDF, a high deductible Plan F. We're recalculating. We're going to do that. It's only one carrier that we have to do it, so it will change, and it's $27 in San Antonio for United Healthcare to get a high deductible Plan F. What you need to get this program is simply this. As I started out at the beginning, you go to our website. To get on to the behind the scenes, you have to log in. To get behind the scenes to log in, you really have to get a contract. To have access to this Medicare supplement, you have to have a contract with one of our Medicare supplement companies. That's how you get this tool at no cost to you to use to find out what carrier. And again, this is a very, very powerful tool when it comes to a state that has multiple zip codes. And even states that like Washington, where they are one zip code for the whole state and the same age, it's still a powerful tool to see who's got the best price that we're working with. So with that being said, I'm going to try to, and I expect maybe some questions because we had problems with the viewing of it. I'm going to try to unmute some of these phones. Now, if you didn't put in the PIN code, I'm not going to be able to unmute you, but we're going to try to do that as we speak here now. So bear with me here.
你要去 UCSF 的话，我们就要看哪几家公司 carry UCSF。
I've got someone that I can hear talking.
Okay, Dave, I started from the bottom up and unmuted people coming up, so I think everybody who did put in the audio pin is now unmuted.
Okay. I'm still... Does anyone have questions? I was not able to unmute very many. We've got quite a few people on the call here still, but still having troubles. Again, you had to put your PIN number in to be able to ask a question, and I continue to try to unmute phones, but it's just not letting me. Well, if you're trying to ask a question and you're not able to because we can't unmute your phone, send me an email and I'll answer your questions on this program. The email you send it to is david.wayne@yaim.com. Again, david.wayne. The Wayne is spelled W-A-N-E, and the word Y, WHYAIM.com. I want to thank you for attending this webinar this morning. If you have any questions and you weren't able to ask, please send me an email, and I'll make sure I answer that for you. With that being said, thanks, and have a great day.